Hey guys, how you doing? Road trip. so, um, the previous 26 hours have been one hell of a roller coaster for me. It really has. I've gone through a full gamut of emotions. I have gone through, and I have not been a very good human, and I feel incredibly bad about that. And I took out my frustrations on myself mostly, but unfortunately, a couple of people got caught in the crossfire of that as well. But anyway, and I'm terribly sorry about that, and I have apologized for that. What's been going on, and why do I have a different background behind me tonight? So, uh, once upon a time, back in November last year, um, April and I were talking about like what our movement's going to be in 2019. And one of the thoughts that we had initially was that she would be coming out, and because obviously my first 70.3 was Port, and April unfortunately DNF that race. So we were talking about maybe going back, coming back and doing it again. Um, and the thing about Port is that, and I'm sure it's true of other destinations, but it seems to be particularly true of Australia. Australian accommodation providers are notorious for price gouging when major events are on, and um, the tries at Noosa and Port Macquarie are some of the most well known for how badly they price gouge, and we'll get to that in a moment as well. So, with 6 months before the race, and sort of like accommodation prices were, most accommodation was sold out. And what wasn't was astronomically priced. And I found something that didn't look too bad for what it said it was. Um, but it was still $1,000 for 4 nights. Um, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. But I found it on lastminute.com, and it was sort of like it had the option of a no upfront deposit, but and fee free cancellation up to um, like a week before. And it's like, okay, cool, no worries. So I can roll with that. We were sort of like, if we had this idea, and we sort of went, okay, well, let's at least reserve it before it gets even more astronomical price, and what little is left sells out. And then if we don't need it, we'll cancel it. Anyway, this year and then after that, various things have happened for both her and myself. My relocation and a lot of the additional stress and challenges that have come about because of the relocation of work, and because of a lot of issues I've been dealing with that have risen out of that, and also some other personal stuff that in some ways I want to cover in this vlog, but I am mindful of there's a couple of people that it affects, and I don't want to talk about that. So there's a couple of things here. As much as I want to be open and honest on this vlog, and I try to be, there are a couple of things that are going on in my personal life, and the periphery of my personal and professional life that I can't cover. Suffice it to say that things happened that put both of us in a very severe financial position, um, a severely financially challenged position. Anyway, which meant that we weren't going to be able to do that trip, and it was just not going to be practical, and I couldn't get time off. So we're like, that's fine. And because of all the stress and everything else, I completely forgot that I'd pre-organized the accommodation until last night, when my credit card got hit for $1,000 because it was the first night I was supposed to be here, and the policy is that first night, whether you actually physically there or not, if you hadn't cancelled it, you get charged the full amount. Shit. So I'm like, and that was I went, I had a bit of a meltdown, because it's a tough position I got put in. I'm hoping, because I was just sort of getting on top of a few things, and have that come out of me, and then I was like, well, crap. And it's put in danger some issues, some things of where we're going to see each other. And it's kind of like, because we're going to see each other in June, but that's only happening because I had the miles to be able to pay for both of our airfares. Um, and it was very frustrating, and I had a bit of a meltdown because it's been a it's and in hindsight I realized that I have had a lot of, and I've been struggling. I've known I've been struggling. I didn't realize how much I've been struggling, and it's as much as I sort of sometimes I'm a bit of a loner. Um, at the same time, I need people. I need a community. I need a family around me. The be family of friends, family of triathletes, whatever. But I need a support network, and the support network is just something I'm still trying to build where I am now. Anyway, so I had a meltdown last night. Anyway, and it's sort of like, and then I was trying to sort of, and I tried and I called the hotel, and I was like, well, you know, what can we do about this? Because it's I completely forgot about it, and I was like, can we work something out here to do at least a partial refund or something? And they were adamant, no, the conditions is that's the condition of the sale that you did through last minute, so through whatever, and Expedia, and so no, they're not going to change it. You've done your money, that's it. And I said, well, okay, can I perhaps get, if there's somebody else who needs the accommodation, can I, change the name to that? And they're like, nope, you can't change the name. You use it or lose it. And I'm like, well, and I found that attitude actually really, really harsh, considering that I have, when I've had situations like this, a situation in the past where I've made arrangements, made a commitment in advance, and paid for something, then not being able to use it, I've transferred it to another person, no problem. Either with a small administration fee or simply just providing an email going, hey, I'm not able to use it. This person has my full authority to pass it on. This is the book reference and matches the details that only the agent would have on file. So the fact that they were playing hardball with that was sort of like, that's just a bit rude and nasty, especially considering they're like, they're saying, oh, but we're so hard up, and I'm like, you charged me $1,000 for 4 nights. You know, you're just trying to find a way to be able to resell that room. But anyway, so um, I was very frustrated, and then something hasn't worked today, and I talked it over, and I had a long think about it, and went, you know what? Maybe it's the universe telling me, and I also was like trying to tell me that everything will work out in a way, and there's something that needs to happen for whatever reason, and I'm like, you know what? It's 3 hours drive away. Um, I'm not racing, because I'm here in Port Macquarie, so I'm not going to race. But I'll bring my bike up, and I'll bring my swim kit up, and I'll just treat it as a training weekend, and maybe a change of scenery will help me out. So one of my colleagues at work was very gracious and very kind to actually be able to. She's offered to look after my boys and make sure and play with them and feed them while I'm gone. Um, my boys are going to be looked after. So I've just thrown some stuff in the back of the car, thrown a couple of bags in the back of the car, put my bike in the back of the car, and I've just jumped the car and headed up here. So got up here. Now, as I said, I alluded to at the start of this video, and I got here, and it's great, and already I'm sort of feeling just the change of scenery. It's sort of like, okay, it's frustrating. I'm still by myself, but I've already got friends. I know they're here. They're traveling from Queensland. I've got a couple of local friends that are from around here. So it'd be good to sort of see them, and I can get to see the Ironman happen on Sunday. I'll get to see that, and I'll get to support Slavic, one of my tri club mates. It's his first full, so I'll get to see him out there on the course, so which will be good. I'll support him. Anyway, but I got here, right? Now, the way the room was described, it sounded like, it had, amenities, and it was good, and it was like, okay, and it's, $300 a night. I can't swing a cat in this room. Like literally, it's the bed, and there's a room for me to stand on either side of the bed. There's exposed wiring coming out of the ceiling, and I'm like, I'm paying $1,000 for nights here. Are you kidding? We're talking $250 a night here, and I'm like, I wouldn't even pay $100 a night here. And it's sort of like, and as I said, it just really concerns me of how badly they're price gouging. And it's not just me in this hotel; it's everywhere around here. Other friends of mine, they're here. They're camping. A camping spot that is normally $50 a night, it costs them $250, and it's like per night, and it's like the fuck. It's just absolutely insane. Like it's just crazy. The lengths and the price gouging that goes on here in Australia, and it's really frustrating. And as I said, and one of the things that this is what came down to is if I've already done this money, this $1,000, I've already done it. I can't get it back. They're playing hardball. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna come up and do it, and I really have to thank Tam, my friend Tam, and one of the guys at work, because I told him what had happened, and because I was on the fence, and I was kind of like, it's a long way to drive, it's 3 hours drive, and I don't, I've had I didn't get much sleep last night because I was frustrated and angry with myself for the situation. Not that I could have done anything about it at the time, and I was like really stressed about it. And then when I was talking to one of the guys at work today about it, he just looked at me and he said, "Don't you dare let them win. Go, relax, enjoy yourself." And funnily enough, one of the turning points was the fact that there's some system issues that meant that I'm not going to be able to do much at work until after lunch on Monday anyway. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go support my friends. I'm going to catch up with some of my friends. I'm going to go train somewhere different, somewhere that I've raced and had a really good experience here when I was racing. And yeah, I'm just gonna give it a shot and see what happens. It's not too far from transition. It's about 2 kilometers from transition. I'm gonna go to the practice swim in the morning, hopefully, which will possibly be the day you guys watch this. I'm not sure. Um, so yeah, I may not get my video out for my normal channel out this weekend, but we'll see. And but yeah, no. So coach is already, and coach was sort of like, you should go. He's telling me to go do the practice swim, and he wants me to ride the course. And I'm like, really, coach? Do I have to do that hill, MFD, that hill? But if you want to know what I'm talking about, Google Matthew Flinders Drive and Ironman Australia. Yeah, that hill. That's all I have to say. It was like, yeah, I walked it, and I'm like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to share that. Yeah, as I said, like, so random road trip happened. And it's a really important lesson that I've learned of: one, listen to people who have an outside perspective. Two, that um, when when someone says to you it's all going to work out and it'll be okay, you know what? They mean it, and it's true. Like, it will work out. You just have to have a little faith sometimes, and you may not see how it's going to work out, but it will. And I'm grateful, faithful to reminding me and keeping me up with that. So anyway, so I'm really tired again because I didn't sleep much, and I'm gonna go try and get a little bit of sleep because I gotta get down there for the practice swim in the morning. Catch up with a lot of my tri friends and see how they're doing. So cool. All right, bye guys. I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.